San Juan Regional Medical Center is your community hospital, committed to making life better for the communities we are privileged to serve. In fact, better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. What matters most to our patients matters most to us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. Minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Monday morning, the 25th day of July, 2022. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air here in San Juan County, New Mexico. In Durango, Colorado, you can tune in once again at 103.3 FM. And if you're anywhere else on the planet, you can always listen to us from our website, ksje.com, or ask your smart speaker to play KSJE, and it does it just like that. Welcome also to our viewers who are joining us this morning. The video is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account this morning. So we're glad that you are with us today, because coming up in the next few moments, my guest, Liesl Dees, is here from the Continuing Education Department here at San Juan College. We're going to be talking about some of the offerings that are coming up still this summer and into the fall. Coming up in the next few moments, there's still some kids' college courses to talk about, and a lot of other things that are going on in the Continuing Education Department. So we hope you will stay tuned for that, starting in the next few moments right here on KSJE. And then, of course, later on this hour, we'll check in with Lewis Campbell from Synergy Computer Systems. We'll talk technology. That's coming up at 8:50 a.m. on KSJE. And, of course, a reminder, Mick Hess is on vacation for the next couple of days. He is wrapping up his time away. So Peter Vandegraff will be here with the classical music duties beginning at 9:06 on KSJE and Roving with the Arts. But of course, it's Connie Mac time, and so that means our regular programming gets interrupted for our coverage of the Connie Mac World Series. There are 4 games on tap for today, beginning at 10 o'clock this morning. Our pregame show, though, will start a little bit before 10 a.m., so probably about 9:30 or so. 1 o'clock game, 5:15, and 7:30, the live coverage from Ricketts Park right here on KSJE for the remainder of the Connie Mac World Series. And in fact, we'll get an update on last night's action in just a moment here on KSJE. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on our Instagram page if you're an Instagram person on social media, in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're a podcast person, you can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Maybe discover a new program that you may have missed. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is currently a partly cloudy morning this morning, 69 degrees in Farmington. Our humidity is a bit high for our area at 73%. We are expecting a partly sunny day today with a good chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm. Some cooler temperatures than we've been experiencing this past week or so, with a high today of 89 degrees. Chance of showers tonight with a low near 67, 89 again with a chance of rain tomorrow. That 70% chance of rain tomorrow and Wednesday. The high on Wednesday, 86, and 65 Wednesday night. 87 on Thursday, but certainly some cooler temperatures than we have been experiencing over the last couple of days. Well, as I mentioned, KSJE is the radio home of the Connie Mac World Series, and so we've asked Coach Kirk Carpenter to give us an update on all the activities from last night. It was a late night at Ricketts Park, and Coach Carpenter is going to be joining us with an update here to tell us about the games that finished up last night.
Greetings, sports fans. It's Connie Mac Wrap-Up with Coach Carpenter and a recap from Ricketts Park. 2 games in the books in bracket play. In Game 1, the Dallas Tigers took on the cross-state rivals, the Texas Sticks. The Dallas Tigers took an early 1-run lead in the first inning, but the Texas Sticks, they lived up to their name. They added 2 home runs in the game. One was a 2-run home run, the other a solo home run. They win this one by a final score of 4-1. In Game 2, it was another Texas matchup as DBAT United and the Doolin Dodgers squared off. Doolin started out the game with a 2-run lead, but it was all DBAT after that. They scored 4 runs in the third, again in the fourth, scored 2 more to end it and make it an early game, and they win the game 10-2. So with the wins, the Texas Sticks and the DBAT United will match up in Game 10 at 1 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon at Ricketts Park. The Dallas Tigers and the Doolin Dodgers will play on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in an elimination game at the Sports Complex. 4 games today will round out round 1 of the Connie Mac World Series. Game 3 continues the theme of interstate battles, but this time it comes from the state of California. It will feature the Colton Nighthawks and the Southern California Renegades. Game 4 features 2 New Mexico teams, as ABA from Albuquerque, New Mexico, will take on the host team, the 505 Panthers. Since this game involves the host team, it will be played at 7:30 p.m., so just understand that it is Game 4, but that game time is at 7:30 p.m. First time in the history of the Connie Mac World Series that 2 New Mexico teams will play each other here at Ricketts Park. Game 5, it's not an interstate battle, but it is a southern battle, as the Florida Legends and the elite squad from Louisiana will take the field. This game will start at 1 p.m. at Ricketts Park, and the final game of the evening will feature the Midland Redskins from Cincinnati, Ohio, taking on the UBC Nationals from Dallas, Texas. That game time is at 5:15, and that game will complete round 1 competition. Remember that each and every pitch of the Connie Mac World Series can be heard right here on the official broadcast station for the Connie Mac World Series, 90.9 KSJE. This has been the Connie Mac World Series wrap-up with Coach Carpenter, a recap from Ricketts Park.
Thank you, Coach. And, of course, the first game today will kick off at, about 10 o'clock this morning with pregame happening before then. So we hope you'll stay tuned and join us for our coverage of the Connie Mac World Series. Now to my guest this morning, Liesl Dees is back with us from the Continuing Education Department here at San Juan College. Liesl, welcome back to KSJE.
Scott, it's always a joy to be with you.
Good to have you here. Thank you for coming in. And as I mentioned, there's still a bunch of, of course, there's always a bunch of courses and things going on in your department, but even some kids' college classes are still happening this summer.
That's exactly right. We'll spend the bulk of our time talking today about things for adults. But before we do, I want to just give a little shout out for kids' college this summer, because we, of course, did a great interview about that months ago. We have had over 1,500 enrollments. We're edging up to 1,600 enrollments, which is similar to some of our pre-pandemic levels. And we actually have, including this week, 3 more weeks left of it. We taper off. We don't have nearly as many classes these final few weeks because we know that people are getting ready to go back to school and lives are changing. But we see a steady number of students who are with us all summer long, and we wanted to give them some things for those last few weeks. So we've got a lot of our perennial favorites, some more climbing wall classes. We've got our STEM camp for another week, this week and next week. Then we've got Lego robotics in that final week. And Scott, this has been a great summer for a combination of getting back to some of our tried and true classes and also having some new things that have been engaging and a lot of fun for students.
Very good. Well, that's exciting. And so these will go into a bit of August then, right?
Exactly. So this week is session 8. Next week, August 1st through 5th, is session 9. And then we have a week of session 10, August 8th through 12th. And we know that some school districts are back in towards the end of that week. But we also know that we see homeschool audiences. We also know that we see kids who are visiting grandparents, and maybe their schools don't start for a few more weeks. So welcome to anyone in those final weeks. You won't find as many classes to choose from, but there's still a good sample.
Okay. And there's the website up on the screen. So if folks are clicking around, they could go to sanjuancollege.edu/
Yep.
Kids College with 2 Ks.
That's exactly right. And I would encourage people to go back and check the website, because a number of things have happened since you might have registered in April or May. Whenever we have substantial wait lists, we are adding more classes. So we put in, I think, 8 classes at the Makerspace, because these are smaller classes for older kids, and we filled up numerous ones of them. So in some cases, we added 2 additional sections of those. Our cooking classes are perennial favorites. So when we had a collective 21 students on a wait list, we added another class. So, you won't find that in the printed schedule because that was done back in March, but you'll find the most up-to-date information. Or, for example, for this week, we had a wait list of 12 for a magic potions class for 4 to 5. So we hired someone and added a second section of that. And if you were on the wait,
I would think you could just make another potion and just
there
abracadabra, make a new instructor. Right.
And, if you were on the wait list, we called you and got in. But if, you didn't get on a wait list, we don't know. So,
right.
So encouraging people to check back out on our website for what's current.
Very good. But it sounds like you're able to kind of expand and contract as the case may be, right, with the demand for your classes.
That's exactly right. It's been a really fun summer. We've had a lot of really great classes, good instructors. We're getting our sea legs back under us of not having the same scale for 2 years. We certainly did kids' college classes, but we might have had 300 enrollments as opposed to 1,500 enrollments.
But now you're getting closer to that bigger number you were saying. So.
Exactly. We have, for the past, I would say, 10 years, we've been in between 1,500 and 1,900 enrollments for kids' college every summer. One of these days we'll break past 2,000, but haven't gone there yet.
Well, and when you do, I bet you'll throw a pretty good party. So there you go. But good to know that there's still some kids' college opportunities available. So folks, if you are, again, looking for something for your kids to be doing, or if you've got visiting kids from out of town, check out the website and get them signed up.
Absolutely. And if you haven't done this in a few years, our enrollment, our registration process has been revolutionized online. So it's easy, straightforward to do online. You don't need to come in and see us. You can do all your waivers, and we'll happily communicate with you on those, but you could do it all online.
You can't miss the giant purple button that says register now with arrows pointing at it from all directions. There it is on the website. So that's
Awesome.
how you do it. Very good. But that takes us to some of the other things that you're doing this fall and winter, Liesl Dees, in the continuing education department. And so that's really geared more towards older kids or adults.
Exactly. We have just a few classes geared to a homeschool audience. We have surprising science classes. This year, it's a surprising biology is one of those. And these have been long-term perennial favorites. And I love to see a homeschool audience take advantage of surprising science classes with Mark Everson. But the bulk of our classes are geared to adults with some options for older students. And you'll find in our non-credit classes, we'll say appropriate for ages 14 and up, appropriate for ages 10 and up. And if we get requests for someone who's younger than that, we go to the instructor and we ask people to kind of document why they think this would be a good fit for their child. It might be a baking class and you say, our daughter's been in the kitchen since she was 4. And we say, okay, sounds like a good fit.
That could work. So
Yep.
those aren't cut and dried, I guess, then age ranges, right? You're open to shifting those a little bit.
Sometimes. And, at other times there are hard and fast rules on things. For example, this is in kids' college, but sometimes we offer it in the regular schedule. We do a safe sitter class in the summer, and students must be 11, and those are the national rules for that curriculum, and no exceptions on that.
Because they're getting certified, and that's part of the certification, I suppose.
That's exactly right. Yep.
So,
yep. Well, and you have to draw lines somewhere.
Right.
Sometimes, right?
Understood, of course. But it's all in the catalog and on the website too, right?
It is.
Folks can see all that information in both places.
And Scott, if you want to hold up our cover,
I'll be my Vanna White impression here. Let's go.
Our theme is serving up success this time, and we've got a giant pickleball on the cover.
Boy,
yep.
And you and I have been talking about pickleball since before it was trendy.
Exactly.
I just want to say that on the record.
That's exactly right. We've been offering pickleball since before it was trendy, but boy, is it trendy.
No kidding.
Now, and we love it. We've got a number of options for pickleball. We've got pickleball play the game classes if you are already into it, and we've got an introduction to pickleball class coming up that if you've never tried it before, this is a great way to learn the rules, learn a little bit of how to play the game. And then we've got a pickleball drills class later in the semester. By popular demand, and enrollment is strong for that, where students want to come in and just practice. We have a machine that automatically serves, kind of like sometimes you do with baseballs and softballs, right? And not that I know anything about that.
You sound like you do, though. I'm very impressed. But okay, all right.
But so pickleball.
Pickleball drills. I got
Yes.
it. Okay.
Well,
See what all the buzz is about?
That's exactly right.
Now,
And-
when you get a machine that serves pickles, you call me. Okay?
yes, sir.
Call me.
Absolutely.
Okay, very good.
Well, and Scott, this schedule I really think is a combination of a lot of our tried and true favorites with a good smattering of new classes as well. Our goal with the schedule is really to get back to our pre-pandemic levels of classes, and we're getting there.
Good.
We're getting close. So
Right.
there's a lot to choose from in the schedule. There are a lot of diverse classes. If you have an opportunity to learn something new, check us out. You've got a little time on your hands. You just have an itch to do something different in your
Right.
life. We've got lots of opportunities.
Very true. I just wanted to show the kind of the head of the website there, the first page there, and you've got everything kind of broken down on the left-hand column there that
Yep.
folks can kind of click around and see what speaks to them and how things are organized, right?
That's exactly right. The first kind of classes that we'll talk about, as we often do, are our encore classes. And these are classes that are designed for people 50 and older, open to anyone 18 and older, and you get a fabulous discount when you turn 65 if you are a New Mexico resident. So if you are a New Mexico resident and over 65, you pay $6.50 per credit hour. Most of our classes are 1 credit hour. If you're under that age, though, classes are still a bargain for New Mexico residents, and our current tuition rate campus-wide is $57.50 with the student activity fee on that. And then for out-of-state residents, non-residents, it's $169.50 per credit hour. So pricier, but still, I think these are great classes. And
Right.
we see people who drive down from Durango, or I've still given my parents encore classes as presents because
See?
I think they're worthwhile even at a higher rate.
And they've taken advantage of them when they visit, right?
They
That gives them
have.
a nice thing to be able to do when they're in town. So
That's
that's
exactly
a wonderful
right.
thing. So
Yep.
that works out great.
So let's just go through a couple categories, Scott.
You bet.
We've got a variety of computer classes,
Right.
smart technology tips and tricks for the digital age. I think a lot of people have seen that they want to increase those skills.
Right.
And computer basics is a perennial need. We often see, it's a class that we often see people thinking other people need, which
Right.
may be true.
Yes.
Right? And,
Right.
good to offer.
Well, there's always a lot of, I think, a new threat on the internet or using the internet and being careful about using the internet, even, for everybody, basically. You don't have to be an encore age to have to be worried about that. So
That's
it's a good class.
exactly right. That's exactly right. I will say that one of your sidekicks, Megan Cullup, is back teaching for us again. She's
I
teaching.
like how you've described her as my sidekick. I'm not sure she would like that.
I'm not sure she
you
would.
may hear about that.
I bet I will.
But I like it, so I'm going to repeat that, and I hope it sticks.
Okay. Sorry, Megan.
Thank you.
Your co-host.
Thank you.
That's more accurate.
Well, I don't know.
Megan Cullup is going to
Yes.
teach an end-of-life issues, kind
Right.
of drawing from her day job as a chaplain
That's
and
right.
experiences in working with people learning how to die well, but that really is about learning how to live well.
Right. And an important conversation to have, I would say, too, in
Yep.
families, right? Because I think we see a lot of families that maybe get to this point and maybe they haven't had that conversation, and maybe it's maybe too late in some cases to have that conversation
Yep.
with the individual and to understand what they would want. And so I think it's always a great class to be able to remind folks and their families that this is important.
Yep. And I think, Scott, channeling my inner Megan, I think what she would say is that it's a series of conversations to be
Very
had.
true.
And she's bringing in a number of guest lecturers and also just generating kind of robust communication around this. We've had very good feedback on this class when we've offered it before. And
Yeah.
happy to offer it again.
Right. And I think there's a lot of people that would say, well, what would mom want or what would dad want? And they're like, well, we never asked them.
Exactly. Yep.
And so
Yep.
this hopefully avoids some of that.
One of our new classes, Scott, is a psychology of handwriting class.
Oh.
How's that for something a little different?
Okay,
I
right.
never know what expertise people
Are we still handwriting? Are we still doing that, though? I don't know. I guess we are,
Well,
hopefully.
the instructor on this, Mark Reddy, has a master's degree in this topic, and he periodically has served as a expert witness in helping to solve crimes and
Right,
helping,
okay,
in the legal system. I think
Right.
what we say is testifying in court as a forensic handwriting specialist.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
we may not write as much, but I think there's still some interesting things there.
True. And the way that we do write can maybe tell something about ourselves or the other person.
And that's what you get to learn
Yeah.
about.
Okay.
Yep.
I like that.
Lots of fitness classes, and a lot of our tried and true perennial favorites, but there may be something that's a little new and different for you. We've got, for example, a strength and stretch in Kirtland that's been going for several years. We've got an aqua fitness that's down at the Farmington Aquatic Center. Golf is back, and we've got 2 classes of that. We, of course, have pickleball, tap dance, qigong, various yogas, lots to choose from.
I'm looking through the schedule right now on the website, and I can see all the different ones that you've got there, of course. And we don't have time to go through all of them, but there's a bunch. And in different locations, as you mentioned.
Exactly. Kirtland, Bloomfield, Bonnie, Dallas. We greatly appreciate the various locations that we partner with.
Right. And for all different, I would say, activity levels as well. I'm seeing one here called chair exercise. And so, again, if you don't have a lot of mobility, you can exercise still with your favorite chair.
That's exactly right. Or we've got soft flow yoga, for example, but we've also got yoga for strength and grace.
Right.
So lots of different levels, lots of different kinds of exercise.
And these classes, Liesl, are about how long, would you say? Do they go the full fall or
No,
a few
they're,
weeks?
they're 25 hours of time for an encore exercise class.
Okay.
It depends on how many weeks it is. If, for example, it's an hour and 15 minutes at a time, that would be 2.5 hours per week. So that's a 10-week class.
Right. Okay.
And we divide things up in different ways, but that's one of our more common.
Gotcha. So you're looking
structures.
at maybe a 3-month commitment kind of a thing.
Exactly.
In
Maybe
most
not
cases.
quite a whole semester, but right about 3 months.
Gotcha. Okay.
Awesome.
There you go. Very good. Where to next?
Let's go on to humanities. And Scott,
All right.
we've got a ton of classes that are art friendly. And I think things that your audience would find interesting. One of those is our perennial favorite, appreciating the San Juan Symphony class.
Perfect. Right.
Yep.
We love that class.
It has been a really fabulous class. Levi Brown taught it last spring, and he's going to be back with us this fall. And we arranged the class around the symphony schedule, and the highlight of the class is going to the symphony together. But you get material ahead of time to then appreciate what you're going to hear.
Nice. Really understanding the music, the composer, all the different nuances maybe to pay attention to during the concert, all those types of things that you get before the concert.
Exactly. And we've branched out on that concept, and we have a dance appreciation class this semester.
Okay.
The woman who's teaching that, her name is Ellen Henderson, and she's relatively new to our community. She jumped right in with Sandstone, and she's in one of whatever the right name is for the Four Corners
Musical Theater Company.
Thank you.
Right. They're doing all the plays at both the Civic Center and they're outdoors this month at Lions Wilderness Park and back at the Civic Center in August. Yes.
Well, she's in the Pirates of Penzance,
Okay.
and her background is dance. She danced in New York City with one of Isadora Duncan's original students, and those students were referred to as the Isadorables.
Aha.
Isn't that cute?
I like that. Yeah. Okay.
And so she has a wide variety of dance experiences, and wants to help people appreciate how our bodies move and dance as a form.
Right.
So really excited about that as a little different kind of class.
Very cool. And that tells us so much about your instructors, too, I like to mention, because you get these great individuals from our local community who have all these great skills, and maybe you wouldn't know that your accountant is also an award-winning dancer or chef or something like that, and they're teaching a class.
That's exactly right. Yes. And drawing out people's skills and expertise. Sometimes we have instructors who have taught for us for a while, teaching, for example, history, which, can go in lots of different directions. So Lori Miller has taught for us for a number of years, and she's going to do a number of field trips with us. Her background is on more New Mexico Southwestern history, and she's going to take a trip to Santa Fe that talks about both history and art. And excited about some of these opportunities to get out of our local area, go a little bit further, and just explore and learn.
Very cool. And I'm glad to hear that again, because I know that was one of the things folks missed, I think, during the last couple of years, is not being able to go on these field trips and learn about these areas that are so close to us, yet maybe we just don't get there because we don't know what we're looking for.
Exactly. And I think sometimes for people, having a group that you can go with makes it feel a little more enticing.
Sure.
So very excited
Very
about
true.
that. Another class that we've been doing for a while, but it's always a little different, is doing a One Book, One Community class. And
Right.
Tracy Hausbass
Yep.
from KSJE
Right.
is teaching that class once again. And this semester's book is called Send a Runner. And it is about running on the Navajo Nation and doing it as a commemorative run, recognizing the Long Walk.
Ah, okay. Very
So powerful story. Very
Right.
excited about the opportunities with that.
Sure. And we'll be hearing more about that book, I know, as the school year gets underway and classes kind of
Yep.
adopt that book to teach from and discuss in class and in other organizations and other book clubs around the community. So
Exactly.
that's what that program's all about.
Yep, and trying to tag on to that in a way with a class that takes advantage of, bringing together some of the different things that are happening on campus with a knowledgeable guide.
Right. Very true.
Video Memories is another kind of art-related class.
Right.
Anna Lee Walters has a background as a storyteller and published writer, editor. We've got her website in here so you can get a sample of the kind of beautiful things that she has done. And she is helping people who have stories to tell, bring those into the digital age. So kind of a simple, straightforward process for how to script something that you can then put with video and make a simple thing to share. I think this is ideal for people wanting to share stories with their grandchildren, for example, or, wanting to leave something as a legacy that, in addition to writing it out, leaving it in a digital format.
Very interesting. I've heard that video is kind of a fad, though. I don't know if it's going to stick around, Liesl Dees, and I don't know why any traditional person would add video to any type of media at all, even a radio station, for heaven's sakes. What do they need video for?
I have no idea, Scott.
I know, exactly. But
That's great.
How cool to be able to do that. And that is, I think a lot of folks are maybe looking at that. Of maybe, we have some from our generation may have photo albums and things along that line, but, getting them on recorded in video and some of these stories and to pass on from generation to generation would be a great thing to have.
Absolutely.
In the family.
And Anna is extremely knowledgeable and has a very clear process for teaching. So
Yeah.
very excited
If
about
it seems
that.
daunting, I bet it won't be after this class.
That's exactly right. And that's the purpose of the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. We have about 5 minutes left this morning.
Oh my
Liesl
goodness,
Dees,
Scott,
so
there's
I don't-
so much to talk
I know
about.
I know there always is.
We could go into so many more classes.
Yes.
Let me talk briefly about our non-credit classes.
Yes, please.
Because again, we're coming back with a lot of perennial favorites
Mm-hmm.
as well as a few new things. One of the classes that we've added new is a belly dance workout that's down at Bonnie Dallas, and it's called Sharkey. And it's Aaliyah DeRay, who has taught jazzercise in the community for years. She's had this belly dance class going at Bonnie Dallas and excited to bring it into the Encore umbrella.
Very good.
Lots of dance classes, swing, other belly dance classes, jitterbugging, ballroom dance, salsa, lots of great opportunities. Mountain
Nice.
biking, lots of great opportunities, and a cryptocurrency basics class. If you've kind of heard buzz and you have no clue what this is about, that's the purpose of this class.
Okay.
Help you understand.
Look before you leap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Workforce classes.
Yes.
Lots of great opportunities there. Partnering with our School of Trades and Tech to kind of chunk apart different kinds of classes so that you can take not just the whole classes in a regular 4-credit format, but that you can take things in shorter chunks.
Okay. I'm putting the website up right now, and you can see
Perfect.
kind of the 3 areas there about customized training
Yep.
and the courses that are offered and the request for information, which I guess you can kind of maybe fine-tune to a company's needs, right, whatever they're asking for.
That's exactly right. We know a lot of companies have a workforce that, they have 8 people who need an Excel class. We can customize that class to what you need. If you need us to come to you, we can do that. But we also know that we have companies who have 2 people who need to learn Excel. And so we've got a lot of great classes scheduled already that we would love to have you take a look. Some of these are computer skills, some human resources topics. We have grant writing classes, and also some of the essential skills of communication, of working around stress management, things of that nature.
Right, and great for these companies too, that if they are small, maybe don't have a training department or a central office to send folks off for this training or things along that line. It's available right here.
That's exactly right. There are also some funding sources available. One of our fabulous academies that we offer is the medical assistant program, and that is a huge need in our community. It's a great job opportunity. It's an intense training, and it is a really great opportunity, and there are a lot of ways to get funding for that.
Okay, to help pay for it is what you're talking
Exactly,
about then?
to help pay for it.
Scholarships or things like that?
Yep, and
Okay.
state workforce funding sources.
Got you. Okay.
So-
Good to know.
Yep.
And the individual can approach you for that, or the company has to approach you for that?
Of an individual on
These
that
are
one.
individual
Yes,
things.
yes. And so we have both. We have
Okay.
things that would be more company oriented,
Sure.
and we have things that would be more individual oriented.
Very good. Lots of opportunities and a lot of solutions, right?
Exactly. Trying to get as much in there in 5 minutes as we could there.
You did
All right.
you did very well.
Jumping right in.
I appreciate that. And so again, for folks who are listening and want more information, they can come and see you, or they can go online, either way, right?
That's exactly right. We are at 30th Street Education Center on the 3rd floor. Going online is if you go to sanjuancollege.edu/continuing education, you'll find everything that I've talked about today there.
Right.
And Scott, I think the best thing people can do is to get a copy of the schedule. And
Over
if you
here.
didn't get one in your mailbox, we have lots of copies. We're happy to drop one in the mail to you. And that sitting down with that is going to be your best bet for learning all of the things that I've talked about today.
There you go. And these are, I think, still available around the community, right? You'll see them maybe here at the college or the post office,
Absolutely.
places like that. They just
Yep.
came out not too long ago, didn't they? Or
That's
they-
exactly right.
Okay.
We mailed it in late June.
Okay.
So
Hot off the
about
press,
a month.
as it
Yeah,
were.
yeah. Relatively. There are a few things in here that have already started, but not much.
Right.
A lot of our classes start in August, and most of our classes start in September. So our timing is perfect.
Got you. And this kind of goes through the end of the calendar year, so the end of December is
Exactly.
what we're talking about this morning.
This is a July through December schedule.
Gotcha. Liesl, always a pleasure to have you here and talk about all the great opportunities that offered from the continuing education department here at San Juan College. Thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Scott.
Good to see you. That's Liesl Dees from San Juan College, my guest here on KSJE. Keep an eye on the Animas River as the Pirates of Penzance land in Farmington this July. Gilbert and Sullivan's Comic Opera opens July 7th in Lyons Wilderness Amphitheater, with performances Thursday through Sunday through July 31st. The show features pirates, policemen, and absurd adventures. There's more Jolt-worthy entertainment coming in August when Annie takes the stage at the Farmington Civic Center. Find out more at visitfarmingtonnm.org and jolt your summer. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
Hello again, this is Emin Chi from the Student Achievement Center bringing you coaching tips over the radio for week 8. Finals. Don't let finals week become a nightmare of stress and anxiety. Get prepared and conquer your finals with these final tips. For 1, start early. 2, create a study schedule and stick to it. 3, prioritize your study time. Some exams may be harder than others. Number 4, attend a review session. Number 5, ask questions about the exam and study for the style of the exam. Create a study guide. Number 6, create a study guide or make flashcards. Number 7, take breaks and stay well rested. Number 8, quiz yourself, or better, have someone quiz you. Number 9, Visit the Tutoring Center for additional support.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College.